The Tao of Lloyd blends fiction, commentary, satire, and real-world events. Some characters, scenes, and narrative elements are fictionalized. The headlines, unfortunately, are real. Hey, welcome back for Chapter 36. I'm Lloyd Dobler. How the hell are you? Next week marks the 1-year anniversary or birthday or whatever you call it of this podcast project, The Tao of Lloyd, June 3rd. This podcast launched on 2025, so stay tuned next week for a new major announcement. But let's get to this week's episode, why don't we? I know. We live in a timeline where every news alert feels like a rejected monologue from a straight-to-streaming dystopian reboot of A Few Good Men. But Pete Hegseth gave a commencement speech at West Point recently. Did you see it? Did you hear it? This one is sticking with me because it was a speech about what kind of masculinity America now considers acceptable, about what kind of softness America now considers unforgivable. It was a speech about white male fear.
The battlefield does not grade on a curve, and you can't throw your pronouns at the enemy. The single dumbest phrase in military history was peddled in our army only a few short years ago. You've all heard it, maybe in your first 2 years at West Point. Our diversity is our strength. The single dumbest phrase in military history.
Okay, as a white male, that chafes my fucking hide because I grew up inside this mythology that emotions were weakness, that domination was strength, and softness was something you beat out of yourself before somebody else did it for you. I didn't learn it from a textbook. I learned it the way that kids learn everything. On the school bus, in the air, in the songs we sang without knowing what we were singing. And that version of masculinity is just another subscription I don't want auto-renewing. I want its brains beaten in with a cast iron skillet. I know, I'm sorry. I know. Even my internal metaphors for healing arrive carrying a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. American masculinity is so deeply installed in the operating system, in my operating system, that sometimes even resistance to it sounds like an action movie trailer voiceover guy yelling, "This summer, emotionally unavailable men attempt to healing by punching abstract concepts to death." And this unity that Pete Hegseth is talking about, when a guy with crusader tattoos starts talking about unity and anti-American ideologies and sneering at diversity from behind a podium draped in flags, what he's really selling isn't unity. It's one nation under God with very suspicious definitions of both. Yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, is a white Christian nationalist. I mean, when your version of Christianity sounds less like Jesus saying, "Blessed are the poor," and more like a Monster energy drink sponsoring the Crusades, maybe we should ask a few follow-up questions. Like, why does Hegseth keep circling the same Christian warrior masculinity? And why does Pete Hegseth keep pitching us his idea of civilization decline? And when Hegseth and company stoke fears that the real America is disappearing, whose ears are they trying to perk up with that fucking dog whistle? And this mythology always presents itself as strength, but it is profoundly fragile. Because if your civilization can be destroyed by pronouns, your civilization might just be a sandcastle puffing out its chest at the incoming tide. Underneath all of it, you don't have to listen very closely to hear sheer terror. Terror that this country is changing. Terror that whiteness no longer gets to feel invisible. Terror that masculinity itself might have to evolve emotionally or spiritually beyond domination. And maybe that's why softness scares these guys so much. And why these guys are so obsessed with hardness. Hard men, hard power, hard borders, hard truths. Everything sounds like a hymns erectile dysfunction commercial marketed by a dying empire. Like the entire country is a reality show, convinced civilization will collapse because somebody said they, them at a fucking faculty meeting. And look, I'll admit it. I'll admit something. There's a part of me, a small part of me, a part of me I'm trying to, get past. A part of me that envies Pete Hegseth. Not his politics, not his cruelty, not the Fox News action figure energy, but the certainty. He walked up to that podium and handed those graduates a story in which they are the heroes. The enemy is legible and the mission is clean. Simple sentences, subject, verb, no subordinate clauses. And his audience erupted. By contrast, I'm over here with the Tao Te Ching trying to describe the shape of water to people drowning in it. So, with that, let's get ready for our meditation and our chapter reading. Let's take a long, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale it like you've just realized that half this country owes Mr. Rogers an apology. And allow your eyes to float closed. Or don't. I mean, maybe you're driving, maybe you're doom scrolling. You might be currently a white guy named Brad listening to this podcast defensively while assembling a smoker on your back deck. No judgment, Brad. We're all trapped in this same haunted escape room of American identity. But go ahead. Just maybe allow your eyes to close and start the journey within. And have no fear. I am not a cult leader or an aspiring one. I'm not even your spiritual advisor. I'm just Lloyd Dobler. Yeah, that Lloyd Dobler, the boombox teenager from the 1980s movie Say Anything. And due to a catastrophic glitch in the quantum physics of intellectual property, I now, periodically, appear inside our collapsing civilization to duct tape Taoist philosophy to your doom scroll. Simple enough, right? And so this is chapter 36 of the Tao Te Ching. If you want to shrink something, you must first allow it to expand. If you want to get rid of something, you must first allow it to flourish. If you want to take something, you must first allow it to be given. This is called the subtle perception of the way things are. The soft overcomes the hard. The slow overcomes the fast. Let your workings remain a mystery. Just show people the results. All right, I want to tell you a story to close out this episode that I'm not particularly proud of. I mean that. Not in the, podcast host humble, I'm not proud of this, that precedes a mildly embarrassing anecdote. I mean, I've carried this story around for, 45 years or so, and I still don't know exactly what to do with it. So it's 1979. I'm 9, maybe 10 years old. The Iranian hostage crisis is everywhere. It's on the nightly news. Yellow ribbons. Jimmy Carter in his cardigan looking the way adults look when they've stopped being able to pretend that everything is fine. Gas lines, rationing, and the ambient national feeling that America had been humiliated and that somebody needed to pay for it. And Reagan is coming. Reagan is already coming. You can feel it even at 10. The story was already being written. Weakness did this to us. Softness did this to us. We need a hard man. We need unity. All right, so in that context, know that there was a girl on my school bus. Her name was Layla, Iranian American, 3rd grade, maybe 4th grade. And one afternoon on the ride home from school, we all started singing, as you do, to the tune of Barbaran, the Beach Boys song. Bar, 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 Barbaran, bar, 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 Barbaran. Except we changed the words to bomb, 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 bomb Iran. Bomb, 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 bomb Iran. Yeah. I joined in. We all joined in full 3-part harmony. 9 and 10 and 11-year-olds gleeful in our hatred. And Layla sat there, not crying, not saying anything, just looking out the window, pretending not to hear us. I didn't learn this song at my house. My parents weren't cruel people. I learned it the way that you learn anything at 10. It was just in the air. It was the default setting. It was the shape of the water. Now, Pete Hegseth would have loved that school bus. One nation, one song, clear enemy, no pronouns involved. But the Tao says if you want to get rid of something, you must first allow it to flourish. I've been thinking about Layla for, I don't know, like I said, 45 years, give or take. Not constantly, obviously, but she comes back at moments like this one when I hear a speech about unity and I recognize this song underneath it. I know that song. You know that song. And the fact that I was 10 doesn't fully absolve me, and the fact that it was everywhere doesn't fully explain it, and the fact that I'm ashamed of it now doesn't do a single thing for Layla. She looked out that window and survived the school bus. I hope that she's okay. I hope the country she grew up in eventually felt like hers, but I know it probably didn't. And that's what Pete Hegseth is selling. Not strength, but the song. The gleeful, unified, 10-year-old song that feels like belonging, and that belonging feels so fucking good, so fucking affirming, so addicting, that you need a them who's looking out the window to define the us. And I'm not that kid anymore. I'm also not that kid because, you know, the operating system runs deep. So what if the most dangerous thing we can all do right now is just refuse to sing along? From the edge of the empire and the center of self, this is the Tao of Lloyd. Hey, one last thing before you go. If you're enjoying the Tao of Lloyd podcast, please rate it, review it, follow it, and share it on whatever platform that you listen to podcasts on. Those ratings and reviews do help a lot. That would be most appreciated. Follow along on social media and at the taooflloyd.com. That's TAO of Lloyd.com. Sign up for the email lists. Stay in the loop. Stay in touch. Hit me up on the socials. Peace.